When the Kingdom of Far, Far Away announced the royal wedding, it triggered a public tender to supply the feast. These tenders are designed to be competitive. By forcing suppliers to bid against each other, the government, and the taxpayer, secures the best possible price. For the wedding's baked goods, 4 major European players entered the ring: Little Red Riding Hood Cookies, Big Bad Wolf Industries, Muffin Man Bakeries, and Grandmother Biscuits. It looked like a standard bidding war. But in private, these supposed rivals had already agreed not to compete. They had formed a cartel, rigging the process to protect their profit margins. Uncovering this type of conspiracy is the responsibility of the European Commission's competition investigators. Their primary tool for breaking a cartel is the leniency program, which offers incentives for members to come forward. Through that program, the Commission obtained its first direct lead, a confidential oral statement from Little Red Riding Hood Cookies detailing the entire scheme. A confession provides a roadmap, but to build a case that holds up in court, investigators must secure physical evidence that corroborates the testimony. They have to rebuild the conspiracy from the ground up, reassembling a paper trail of train tickets and desk calendars to prove a coordinated economic crime. According to the statement, the collusion began with a conference call on March 15th. Big Bad Wolf Industries used the call to demand a guaranteed share of the UK chocolate biscuit market, using the royal wedding as the entry point. This maneuver is called market allocation. By carving up territories or customers among themselves, competitors effectively eliminate the pressure to lower prices. To maintain the balance, a deal was struck. If Big Bad Wolf was allowed to win the royal wedding contract, Grandmother Biscuits was promised priority on future European tenders. A verbal agreement over the phone was just the start. The specific logistics of who would bid what and for how much required a more secure in-person summit to finalize the plan. Coordinating a market division requires physical logistics. The moment these executives began booking travel to meet, they started leaving the exact forensic trail the Commission needed. That summit took place on April 29th, inside a private pod on the London Eye. Investigators proved the meeting occurred by cross-referencing international train tickets from Brussels and Amsterdam with this page from the Little Red Riding Hood CEO's calendar. The 2 o'clock entry places all 4 competitors in the same pod at the same time. In that pod, they finalized the split. Big Bad Wolf would take the winning bid for chocolate cookies, covering 65% of the tender, while Little Red Riding Hood would take 25% for strawberry shortbread. This chart illustrates how they manipulated the remaining contracts using cover bidding. Grandmother Biscuits submitted an intentionally high, uncompetitive bid for the bread contract, ensuring Muffin Man Bakeries would look like the legitimate winner to the palace. The secret arrangement was meticulous, but the companies left records behind. During an inspection of a corporate cupboard, investigators found the meeting agenda. A handwritten margin note explicitly set the terms. Don't allow Wolf to get more than 1/3. The documents also revealed how little the partners trusted each other. One memo recorded a threat that Mr. Wolf would literally eat the Grandmother CEO if she failed to respect the agreement. Inspectors even found handwritten ingredient lists detailing the sugar and chocolate supplies needed to fulfill the rigged quotas. These records prove that the tender was awarded based on an illegal corporate script, not superior baking or competitive pricing. Despite their careful planning, the entire scheme fell apart due to a fundamental principle of game theory, the prisoner's dilemma. The EU's leniency program is designed to create a race to confess. The first company to hand over evidence receives total immunity, while the companies that remain silent face heavy financial penalties. Once the investigation began, executives realized their own records, the itineraries, the calendar blocks, and the handwritten threats, were physical liabilities waiting to be discovered. Paranoia took over. They had to assume their competitors were looking at the same evidence and considering a deal. To protect themselves, Little Red Riding Hood had to betray their partners before anyone else could. While cartels appear powerful, they are built on a foundation of mutual greed and zero trust. By leveraging that inherent instability, investigators can turn the criminals' survival instincts against them, using their own paper trail to dismantle the monopoly.